Welcome back, football fans, to another episode of the Prediction Show. Saturday, the 6th of December. That is our focus today. We are going to be putting together some selections, sensible selections using data. We're not just covering the Premier League today. We also have selections for the Championship and the FA Cup. And I'm also going to throw in some data from around Europe as well. So, without further ado, let's get into it. So we will start by taking a look at Saturday's Premier League games. And I don't know about you, but this screams BTTS for me. By the way, as always, get your comments in, your predictions in the comments. Saturday's games are the focus today. If you want a video tomorrow, 1,000 likes is the target. If we hit it, I'll be back here in the morning. And a quick well done to this user. You have won a month of OddAlerts Pro. For this comment, you got the prediction right on the Manchester United West Ham game, as did me, the data on this very channel. The last video we had this winner at 4s. Well done if you were on that. Now back to the Premier League. Let's just take a look at these fixtures for Saturday. We'll give some early predictions, but for me, when I look at these fixtures, it screams BTTS. Aston Villa are on fire at the moment. It's the 12:30 kickoff, so we don't want to ruin our selections. That's why we're doing a separate bet builder for it. Bournemouth, Chelsea. Again, screams BTTS to me. Everton, Nottingham Forest, we're not going to touch that because that does not scream BTTS. City, Sunderland, again, Sunderland have shown that they are fearless at home or away, and Man City in the week showed that they can concede for fun as well. They can score 5, but they can also concede 4. Tottenham, Brentford, the Thomas Frank derby. Brentford will want to go there and show their manager what he is missing, certainly is missing at the moment. Tottenham conceding many goals at the moment, at least 2 in the majority of their games. Newcastle, Burnley, again, another one that is not on the BTTS radar. And then Leeds, Liverpool, most certainly is. So, what I was thinking, before we get into actual data and stuff, was this as a 3 p.m. treble. Bournemouth, Chelsea at 1.53, slightly lower odds. Man City, Sunderland 1.9. This is a kind of game where City, they're probably going to score more than 2 goals, 3 goals, as they did at the weekend against Leeds. But then they're going to concede, as they did against Leeds. They gave Leeds 2 very easy goals. Then they went to Fulham, conceded 4. How many will Sunderland score today? We only need them to score once. Man City on fire at one end of the pitch, but at the other end, a bit of a calamity at the moment. And then Tottenham against Brentford. I do like Brentford. They are towards the top of the charts for XG at the moment. And speaking of charts, I want to take you to the Football Form Guide, because we have some new metrics on the site that I want to show you for this weekend, and it will all lead into the following selections. But before we head to the form guide, we are going to look at Aston Villa. This is their form. I told you that they're on fire. This is what they're doing at the moment. The only defeat recently in the Premier League to Liverpool. They started the season not playing that well, not scoring goals. Now they cannot stop scoring. They've won 6 out of 6. That is better than any team in England at this moment in time, including Arsenal, who have drawn the last couple of away games. They have conceded in 4 of their away games, including the last 2, which, as I mentioned, score draws at Chelsea and Sunderland. What's the score going to be in this one? I am liking the look of BTTS. Yes, as we can see here on the AI Football Predictions page, these 2 teams have very, very good defences. We can see here Villa have conceded just 0.6 goals per game in their last 10 at home, with 6 clean sheets. And we all know about Arsenal's defence, don't we? It is the best in the world, really, if we're being honest. BTTS does have a slight edge in this game because of those defensive metrics for both teams. BTTS is at 1.91, and it is going to make the foundation of our bet builder. So let's take a look at some other data that we compare with it. So I am going to be looking at cards as the other leg of this bet builder, and we can see here there's an average of 4.29 cards per home game for Aston Villa in the Premier League so far, with over 3 cards, over 2.5 cards being seen in every single home game, 86% for Arsenal, that metric. And we can see the opponents being booked just 1.57 times for Arsenal away from home. Now, Arsenal have so much control usually in the majority of games when they play away or at home. And at home, they've received much fewer cards, 2.14 per game away. That's cards received for Arsenal, so that's interesting. Keep that in note. And then on the flip side of that, we see Aston Villa there at home, 1.57. And the opponents as well underneath that, 2.71. This won't be your typical away game for Arsenal where they just control the ball. They might surprise me, but I don't see it being that way given the form that Aston Villa are in. I think Aston Villa will look at the Sunderland game, which Arsenal played, and think that they can get right involved and lay more than a few gloves on this Arsenal team. And Morgan Rogers, by the way, in sensational form. Looking forward to that midfield battle with him and Rice and Odegaard, Zubimendi. Whoever starts in that game, it's going to be a really good watch. It is the early game, that's why we're mentioning it first on this episode. Feel free to skip ahead if you are from the future, because next up, after I show you the selection for this game, we're going to be taking a look at the EFL Championship and the FA Cup. Here is my selection, BTTS and Arsenal to get the most cards. You can also, if you wanted to, have Mikel Merino to commit a foul or to be fouled, or both. He is in some form at the moment, but I'm going to keep it simple, and we don't know the lineups yet. I don't have the luxury of knowing the lineup, and these odds might move once the lineups are announced. So this is my second selection of the video. Let me know, as always, what you're on for this game. Every comment in December is automatically entered into a draw to win OddAlerts Pro, so get your comments in for the Arsenal-Aston Villa game. Aston Villa-Arsenal. Aston Villa are the home team, I promise you. Next up, we take a trip to the Football Form Guide. Link to all of these tools in the description if you want to see the full page, you want to explore these before the games start. There are so many stats to explore on these pages, and we can see here at the top, dangerous attack efficiency percentage. This is a brand new statistic. It was added yesterday. We can see Southampton are top of this list in the Championship. Birmingham are second, and it just so happens that they're playing each other today. That should be a cracking game. Southampton's interim manager, has now been appointed after a fantastic start to his career, but this is his toughest test yet. Now, switching up the form guide to show us all teams in England. You can do this on the page. Again, link in the description. There's many settings that you can adapt and change. We can see here across the last 6 games, there are plenty of teams that have scored in every single game. Chelsea, Preston, Fleetwood, which is the team we're going to focus on in our selection. Fleetwood, they're not playing Salford City. They have an FA Cup game, as we will see in a moment. Northampton Town, Coventry City, unbelievable team at the moment. We will get to them as well. And Aston Villa under there as well. 6 out of 6 for all of these teams. And there's many in the full list, which is in the description. Now looking at BTTS, we can see that Coventry appear again. They are away at Ipswich Town, who have seen 4 of 6 recent games end with BTTS. Incidentally, Middlesbrough, Derby, Swansea, Hull, Watford, Coventry top the list. Norwich City there as well. Middlesbrough away at Charlton could be an interesting game. I avoided that one just because Charlton are more than capable of keeping a tight game, a clean sheet, but you wouldn't bet against Middlesbrough scoring in that one. Derby County as well, that's the early game. They're hosting Leicester City. BTTS in 6 of their last 6 games. So here is my EFL and FA Cup treble. I've done a bit more research behind the scenes, but this video I want to try and keep it a bit more snappier, as you seem to really like the previous Manchester United one, which was only about 5-6 minutes long. So I'm just going to test a few things in December, see if we can get over 40,000 subscribers first and foremost, see if YouTube appreciates shorter videos, and if the users do as well. Let's see, shall we? Southampton, Birmingham 1.62, and then Fleetwood to score a goal. Done a bit more research behind the scenes, as I say, on this one. Luton expecting to rotate, coming into this on the back of a heavy defeat, first heavy defeat for Wilshere in that role, so you would expect him to make some changes for this FA Cup game. And we saw as well on the teams that have scored in 6 out of 6, Fleetwood are one of those, so they will feel that this is a free hit against a team that are in a league above them, you know, former Premier League team. They'll want to show what they can do and continue that goal scoring run. And Ipswich, Coventry, big game for Ipswich. Every home game is a big game when they are desperate to return to the Premier League via the playoffs, you would think, because they have not started the season that well. They'll need a big second half if they are to push for playoffs or automatic. Certainly that will be a big push. And Coventry City, well, you just would not bet against them scoring at all in any game this season. I'm going to close by giving score predictions for every Premier League game taking place on Saturday, but first I just wanted to show you this trends graphic. There are over 45 teams playing this weekend with 100% records for over 2.5 goals, such as Burnley, their away record every single game in the Premier League, over 2.5 goals. Bayer Leverkusen, away from home, exactly the same. And AZ Alkmaar, as we can see on this list. Link in the description for this page. You can click on the team name and see some stats about the game. And then you can also set alerts on the odds with a single click on every game. So over 100 alerts in a matter of seconds. Right, let's end the video by first me asking you to add your predictions, like, comment, share, all that good stuff. And then I'm going to give a score prediction for every single Premier League game. So here we are then with Saturday's fixtures. We've already got bet builders for Aston Villa, Arsenal, and we've got some selections for the 3 PM games. But I am going to go through and just give some predictions and score lines for each game. Let me know if you agree with me in the comments, or disagree with me, even better. Aston Villa, Arsenal, I'm going to go for Aston Villa to throw a spanner in the title race, spanner in the works of the title race. 3-1, and that is so out there because when's the last time Arsenal conceded 3 goals? But Aston Villa look really confident at the moment, and you never know, Arsenal might just collapse. They're due a collapse, aren't they? Let's go 3-1 Aston Villa. Bournemouth, Chelsea. Chelsea lost at Leeds, didn't they? And again, Bournemouth are the type of team that can be all over you, as Leeds were in moments in that game. A lot of energy, Bournemouth, but they need a win. They are not in any sort of good form at this moment in time, and they are conceding plenty of goals, which is why I selected the game for BTTS. I'm going to go with a 2-2 draw for this one, which will not please Chelsea fans. Everton, Forest, it's going to be 1-0. I just don't know which way. Let's go Everton 1-0 there. Manchester City, Sunderland, 4-1 to Sunderland. No, 4-1 to Manchester City. Tottenham against Brentford, the Thomas Frank derby. Going to go 3-2 to Tottenham, a late winner. How soft was that over a kick, by the way, against Newcastle? That stopped us having another winner this week. We had Newcastle to win and then a few other things, and they all came in, and then really soft overhead kick. It just seemed to go past everybody, didn't it? So Brentford to score twice but lose the game. Newcastle 2-0 win against Burnley. I think Burnley now, this is the time where you don't want to get cut adrift from everybody else, and I think they are going to get cut adrift pretty soon. 2-0 to Newcastle. And Leeds United against Liverpool, I'm going to go with a thrilling 3-2 victory for Liverpool. They're my predictions. Let me know what you're on in the comments. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, leave a comment, like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.